All right, let's talk travel. Today, we're going to dive into what the World Health Organization officially says about staying healthy when you're on the move. So whether you're constantly flying for work or you're about to head out on your very first cruise, really understanding what's happening to your body, that's going to be the key to a much smoother trip.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You land, you're super excited to start your vacation or get to your meeting, but your body just feels like it's been run over. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not just in your head. There's some real science behind that feeling, and today, we're going to break down exactly what's going on and what you can do about it.
So, here's the game plan. First, we'll get into the invisible forces at play inside an airplane cabin. Then, we're going to talk about the hidden dangers of just sitting still for hours on end. After that, we'll look at how to stay healthy in those crowded spaces. We'll also crack the code on beating jet lag. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a simple checklist to make your next trip your healthiest one yet. Okay, first up, flying's invisible forces. I mean, think about it. When you're cruising along at 36,000 feet, your body is in an environment it was absolutely never built for. So, let's take a look at what that really means for you.
This right here really puts it all into perspective. Even with the pressurized cabin, the air is way thinner than what you're used to. The WHO says it's basically like being teleported to the top of a mountain. Now, this has two big effects. First, your blood gets less oxygen, a state called mild hypoxia. And second, any gas that's already inside your body, in your gut, your ears, it actually starts to expand.
And that gas expansion is exactly why your ears pop. That pop you feel on takeoff, that's just trapped air escaping your middle ear. The real trick, though, is on the way down, because air has to get back in to even things out. Usually, just swallowing or chewing some gum does the trick, but if you're feeling really blocked up, try this Valsalva maneuver. Just pinch your nose, close your mouth, and try to exhale, gently. It's such a simple trick, but wow, it can make a huge difference.
And if the pressure changes weren't enough, the cabin air is also incredibly dry. We're talking desert-level dry. This is what can leave you with that scratchy throat, dry skin, and itchy eyes. The fix is super simple, but so important. Drink lots and lots of water throughout the flight. Just stay hydrated.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about the risks of sitting still. Long-haul travel often means you're stuck in one spot for hours and hours, and that introduces a pretty serious health risk that, honestly, a lot of travelers just don't know about.
So, what is this thing called DVT? Well, it's a blood clot that can form deep inside your leg veins when you're not moving for a long time. Now, small clots might just dissolve on their own, but the real danger is when a piece of a bigger clot breaks off, travels up to your lungs, and causes what's called a pulmonary embolism, and that is a life-threatening situation.
So, should you be concerned? Well, the WHO has pointed out a few key risk factors, which you can see right here. If you find yourself in any of these categories, it is a really good idea to just have a quick chat with your doctor before taking any flight that's longer than 4 hours.
But here's the good news. There are some really simple, effective things that everyone can do to lower their risk. While you're in your seat, just flex your ankles, point your toes, do some little circles. And when that seatbelt sign is off, get up, take a little walk down the aisle. Staying hydrated is also key here. And hey, try to keep your bag out of the space under the seat in front of you, so you actually have room to stretch your legs. Trust me, these small things make a huge difference.
Okay, so we've talked about the plane itself. Now let's talk about what happens when you cram a bunch of people into that plane. It's time to talk about crowds, cruises, and contagion.
It's a super common myth that the recycled air on a plane is what gets you sick. But the WHO is pretty clear. The real risk isn't the air filtration system. It's the people you're sitting next to. Think about it. Your risk of catching something is about the same as it would be on a crowded bus or in a packed movie theater. It's all about close contact.
And cruise ships, well, with thousands of people in close quarters, they can be another hotspot. As you can see from this chart, norovirus is the big one. It is incredibly contagious and can just rip through a ship. Influenza, the flu, is also a very common uninvited passenger. And then you've got the rarer one, legionellosis, which is a serious type of pneumonia you can actually get from breathing in tiny water droplets from things like whirlpool spas.
All right, let's move on to something that affects pretty much every single long-haul traveler, jet lag. Crossing a bunch of time zones really just throws your body's internal clock into total chaos.
So what is jet lag really? It's simply a mismatch between your internal body clock and the new time zone you just landed in. And this dysynchronization is what leads to all those symptoms we know and hate. You can't sleep at night, you're exhausted during the day, your digestion is off, you just feel weird.
Now, you can't just wish jet lag away, but you can absolutely fight back. And this slide is your battle plan. Your number one most powerful weapon is sunlight. Get outside at your destination to help reset that clock. And try to get at least 4 solid hours of sleep during the local night. What you don't do is just as important. Don't use alcohol as a sleep aid. Lay off the caffeine late in the day, and don't do a heavy workout right before bed.
So what about melatonin? A lot of people swear by it, but the World Health Organization's official stance is, well, pretty cautious. As you can see in this quote, because it's usually sold as a food supplement, it doesn't have the same strict testing as actual medication. That means the dose can be all over the place, and we just don't know the long-term side effects. So for those reasons, they don't recommend it.
Woo! We have covered a lot of ground. So let's pull it all together in our final section, your key takeaways. Just think of this as your essential pre-travel checklist. So what does this all boil down to? It's really all about being prepared. Before you even leave, a quick chat with your doctor is a great idea if you have any health concerns. While you're in the air, remember to pop your ears and move your legs. On a cruise, washing your hands often is your absolute best defense. And when you land, use sunlight and sleep to outsmart jet lag. And the one golden rule that applies everywhere all the time, stay hydrated.
So there you have it. You are now officially equipped to make your travels healthier and way more comfortable. Just by understanding what's going on with your body and taking a few simple steps, you can minimize the bad stuff and maximize the adventure. The only question left is, where are you going to go next?